Okay, so this is Steve Zeltzer with Workweek. We're here at a panel of SEIU 1021. It's one of the largest locals in the Bay Area on issues facing the members and working people for the election. So joining us is Mark. You want to talk about what your concerns and issues are?
My name is Mark Ostapiak. I go by Asta. I'm a member of SEIU 1021. I'm in the Human Services Agency chapter, and I work in food stamps and Medi-Cal. For me, the issues are staffing up big time. We're still, we won a contract with 13% raise over 3 years, which was good, but we didn't get the kind of strong guarantees to make sure that our most vulnerable populations, people who are below 200% of federal poverty level, receiving food stamps, Medi-Cal, CalWorks, Cash Aid, etc., are getting the kind of services that they need, because the staffing is anemic. We have people overworked. Clients are not getting their benefits on time. Clients are calling us and saying, I don't have health insurance, I need to go to the doctor. And that's a huge issue for me.
It's a pretty stressful situation.
It's very stressful for the workers, it's very stressful for the clients. On a broader scale, for me, the issues are around class politics, of course. I think that the union needs to change course, not spend $200 million on electing a genocidaire, and they lost, which is pretty embarrassing. You're having two people who are competing who can be the most genocidal, and we have a union who says it's viable politics to vote for somebody who's currently committing a genocide on the premise that maybe somebody who is not doing it now, Trump, will do worse after. We're really interested to see what these slates will have to say about what they're running on, what they're going to do to help increase staffing around the city, help increase member participation, boost membership, strengthen our politics to make them more aligned with a working class agenda and not with a ruling class agenda of genocide and budget cuts, etc. So,
In Project 2025, the threat of a fascist government, and in Project 2025, they say they want to get rid of public unions. They don't believe in public unions and attack privatization of all public resources. What do you think the labor movement, the unions, SEIU, 1021, the labor movement as a whole should be preparing for? Because they're going to have control of state power, the executive, the Congress, and the judicial.
Well, I think we're in store for heightened attacks. It's very troubling that tech moguls or tech oligarchs like Elon Musk are going to be heading out the Department of Government Efficiency. They want to cut $2 trillion from the government. That is just, the Department of Government Efficiency is the Department of Mass Layoffs and union busting. Make no mistake about that. So, what I'm concerned about is the fact that during these past 4 years, the union, while there have been good mobilizations, we had a strike school, in the city. It looked like that we were maybe going to go on strike. The threat of the strike helped us win a contract with a decent raise. It could have been better. We could have got more staffing. But I think the lack of real combativity by the union has demobilized and made the membership ill-prepared for a heightened attack that is likely to come in this next period. So we'll have to see, will the union be up to the challenge? We have to do a lot of organizing to make sure that we will be up to the challenge, and we need a leadership that can help guide us that way. So hopefully we'll see some people that have that perspective here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Travis Balzerini. I'm, a lot of things. Right now I sit on the Budget and Finance Committee for the union. I sit on the investment subcommittee, where we work to change the investment policy recently to divest from the genocide in Gaza. I sit on the bylaws committee, so I work with chapters to get their bylaws reviewed and approved. I also sit on the digital and data modernization work group. So we're working to streamline our technology and make it more efficient, make it cheaper, so it works for our members. And in addition to that, I'm also the Sonoma County chapter president and the co-chair for Sonoma County.
And I mean, the labor movement, not just SEIU, faces a very great crisis with the possible rise of fascism. Project 2025, they want to privatize all public services. They want to get rid of public unions. What do you think the labor movement should be doing, and unions, SEIU and other unions?
Well, we need to stand up to them, whatever that looks like. That means supporting other candidates against them, making sure that they don't hold office for more than their term's supposed to be. If that's a general strike, so be it. We need to stand up strongly against any taking over of our democracy.
And in Korea, there was an attempted coup, and the unions there rallied in protest. I mean, we may face the same situation here with a dictator for a day, which could turn into longer.
Right, and that's the exact same template we need to use here. And so if that happens here, I hope we call for that for our members. That's what I intend to do. Hopefully I would have support, and hopefully we'd have a general membership, and hopefully we can get other unions on board.
And the use of communication, there is no labor channel in this country. The debates and discussions at this meeting should be replicated around the country. Do you see that as important for all working people?
I do. That's critical, and we need a voice and an audience. We have an audience that we can't reach. So that's been a challenge for me as chapter president. I created my own newsletter because I found out none of my members knew what was going on the executive board level. So I would come back and tell my chapter board, but it would never get down to the rank and file members. So we need that kind of communication of bringing the big issues at the top all the way down so everybody understands.
My name is Yeon Park. I am running candidate as president for the SEI Local 1021. My pressing issue is for how we can not only adequately but it's equally representing members. And I hear a lot of concerns and complaints from members that the local has been not resourced adequately distributed, which is like San Francisco and East Bay is always prioritized, and also big chapters. And I am part of the Alameda County, but the smaller chapter members feels they're not getting enough support in timely manner. So that is a big priority that we elected as leaders for the local to support chapter members, not only members, but leaders they can build a stronger worksite power as a union members. So that's how we started the labor movement in don't call me on the time, but it's in Chicago when they start organizing. So I wanted all the members to remember that we're not here just for free, but there is our ancestors who fought for our freedom and workers' rights. I wanted to continue to drive that, build a worksite power to a stronger member feels not only safe, they get the equal pay and equally represented by local. So the second thing is to how we can be to protect ourselves as workers and also community members from the exterior, outside of the power, which is that we're facing in next year. Trump sworn in a couple of weeks, then he will attack the public sector workers and also the health cares, and who people mostly needed in the government support will be attacked. So how we can as a labor to support and fight back those corporate and bigger powers. So in order to do that, we need to build the internal strength first to how we can be tight and build a stronger power in our own local, so we can broader expand it to the international level, and how we can the coalition with the other unions to fight these corporate powers or either bigger political powers who dictators coming in. I think that is to the protecting workers and protecting our community, and also protecting retirees who's depending on their retirement is in jeopardy right now. So those are three core that is the most concern at the moment right now. So if I get elected, I will really work with the team and other union coalition to protect not only labor movement or democracy, but it's protecting workers and protecting retirees' benefits and also health care for who need it, and also that equal pay and livable wages. That's is most important. I have children and I have grandchildren. We wanted to make sure that these children that we have or grandchildren after their grandchildren to have a more better place and have not to worry about fighting with the fundamental need like health care or housing or either food on the table. That is most of my passion and worry. That's why I'm running.
My name is Ronica Palacios, and I'm currently the incumbent for the Alameda County Representative, and I'm currently running for that seat again.
And this meeting addressed a lot of issues. A lot of workers are concerned about what's coming down, the whole future, the attack by Trump on public workers, privatization. What do you think the unions need to do in Local 1021 and other unions to get ready and to prepare to defend themselves and their members?
Well, the first and foremost, we have to organize our membership, and we have to organize our different chapters and our different members in the Northern California, especially within our local, and get them ready for what could possibly be coming down the pipeline. We all want to stand here and say that we know what our membership wants, but a lot of us don't walk the different chapters, don't have that communication with the different chapter leaders, and don't understand what the membership wants or the membership needs. So if we don't know what their wants and needs are, how can we dictate to them what is needed, right? We have to hear from our membership also. We've been getting ready. We already currently are talking on the executive board on what we need to do, possibly do. And one of the biggest things we need to do is organize our members and talk to our members, hear our members out, and move forward that way. And as a collective, as executive board, the decision doesn't just belong to one person. It's the whole executive board that comes together.
And one of the issues is the deportations. If there are raids by ICE of schools, of hospitals, a lot of people will be terrorized. Particularly immigrants in California, undocumented families. What should the unions do? Should there be defense committees set up in locals? I mean, how to organize to protect the members and working people who are going to be affected by this?
That's a great question. I currently have members in my chapter that are DACA recipients, and they're currently afraid. I myself am an immigrant. I'm a first-generation immigrant, so I know what it feels like to come to the United States. Even though I came at a young age, and seeing these families, what their fear currently is, it's very scary. I have patients who come in also to the hospital, and I have direct patient care with them, and they are afraid because they have no idea what is going to currently happen. I think that with the new executive board, they really have to sit down and, again, understand what the factors are that we're facing to see if this actually goes through with what Trump is saying. Hopefully, it's a miracle when he backs off. But
I wouldn't hold my breath.
No, but I'm like, we're hoping, right? Keeping our fingers crossed. But as an executive board, we're going to have to like literally talk about how we're going to move forward and how we're going to help our members and help the communities, because it's not just our members or the communities, it's the whole United States of America.
Hi, my name is Akbar Bib, and I'm running for president of SEIU. So a little bit about me. I've been on the e-board, active e-board member since 2008, since we became an e-board. I've been on the first e-board as an area rep, and now I was area rep to vice president of Region A. So Region A covers from Napa to Shasta, and now I'm running to be our president. And it is now time for us to go through the changes that we need to go through to meet the needs of today.
And there's President Trump, who some have said is a fascist. There's Project 2025, which includes eliminating public unions, privatization of all public education, public services. What do you think the labor movement should be doing? Because it's facing a very big attack, and these fascists, he's going to pardon all these people who attacked. Insurrection and
I definitely agree, but I don't think we should be on the defensive. I think we need to be on the offensive. And on the offensive, I mean, we're doing all the work. We're out here in the communities doing this work, but what we have to do is stay on the offensive. I think a lot of times what we do is we go, okay, we gotta go run and do that and reacting instead of responding. Part of the response should be that we are informing our members of what's coming or what should be our defensive. If there is some kind of deportation plan, we need to have a rapid response team. There already is one set up. Since we're a sanctuary state, there are some set up in different communities and counties and different things like that. But we need to get ready for that. Definitely organizing our schools, organizing our members about labor. But we gotta communicate with our members. I think a lot of times what's happening is we're not communicating with them, and then all of a sudden there's a fire. That's why we do fire drills. That's why we do this. We don't do fire drills so we can run around in a circle. We plan. We knew this was coming, and it's here. So what's the plan? Plan is for us to organize. That's why my slate is organized to win, because that's the only way that we're going to win.
And
this.
I mean, this issue of the attack, the raids, deportation raids in schools, hospitals, your members
Yes.
are going to be there. Do you think there should be defense committees set up in each chapter, each local, to make sure to defend the members, their families, and the clients or the students?
Yes. Well, I mean, definitely meeting our members where we're at is doing that. And being transparent, some of these areas, we don't have it set up the way we need to. And that's why I'm running to get us to that place that we are prepared. But if we don't have anything in place, then yes, we're not ready for that. So that's my goal, is to have us ready for that.
And the issue of privatization of public services, contractors like Elon Musk,
Yes.
who's taken over NASA. I mean,
Yes.
do you think there needs to be a national campaign to educate working people about the danger of privatization, outsourcing, what that means for public services and the people of this country?
Yes, definitely. I think what's happening right now is the members hear privatization, they're not understanding the corporation and how they're moving in. Or they hear it and they're like, well, is that affecting our nonprofits? No, it's not that type of thing. It's the ones that are coming in to do our jobs and doing it wrong, or not trying to really meet and support the community. They're trying to profit. So we want to keep it where it's centered on our members and on the community. And the only way we could do that is that we're actually out here pushing against the privatization of our schools, pushing back against any of these plans by these billionaires, and not waiting on the defensive, getting on the offensive.
And what kind of work do you do?
I'm a social worker by trade.
And where at?
For Solano County, I'm a conservative investigator. I've been working with Solano County for the last 30 years. So I've been a social worker in APS, Adult Protective Services, Child Protective Services, and now I'm a conservative investigator, serving the community there, actually through mental health, basically food, shelter, clothing, going through the assessments, seeing that if someone needs to be temporarily conserved, those type of things, following the court orders. That.
And Solano County, like a lot of counties in California, has a large number of immigrants,
Yes.
undocumented.
Yes.
The terror of ICE raids,
Yes.
I mean, that could have a devastating impact. I mean, it would drive, for example, if schools are being raided, the parents may keep their kids out of schools. They would shut down schools. You don't need teachers if there are no students. There seems to be a major attack that working people in California are facing.
Yes, and that's why we're trying to. I mean, obviously, I have kids that are in the schools there, and trying to make sure that we are actually being proactive against the deportation and against the different things that he's trying to do against our families and our kids with the schools. That would be devastating. That would be devastating to the community. If the kids are now at home, how are the parents working? How are we going to do daycare? How are we going to do housing if I can't go to work? You see what I'm saying? So he's hitting us. This is that blow that's actually going to really affect our families. And as a social worker, I'm all about the families. And this is a high risk to our families if we can't send our kids to school safely, without these fears.
And California labor, there's 700,000 SEIU members, 2 million workers. I mean, it seems like we're an emergency situation. If this is coming, he has his plan day one,
Yes.
maybe declare himself a dictator.
Yes.
And what should the labor movement do?
Yeah, I mean, be prepared. I mean, being prepared means information, passing it out, talking, really gauging, seeing what actually the members are concerned about. Because we may be concerned, 2025, the project, we need to get prepared. But our members may have different crises going on, and we need to check in with them. Part of this is, being accountable to them to first take care of the barrier to get to that Project 25. Because right now they may have a barrier of like, oh man, I got a contract coming up, or I got this going on. I don't have any daycare issues. I don't have any housing. And you're talking about Project 2025. Wait, what is that? How will that make things better or worse for me? And meeting them where they're at, which is talking about what's going on with the housing, what's going on with childcare, and then understanding like, okay, once I answer those questions, then I can put ours into place, which is, okay, we got to get ready for 2025.
And part of that is communication. There is no labor channel. There's a golf channel, the religious channels in the United States. SEIU has a lot of money, like other big unions. Do you think there should be a national labor channel, 24 hours, educating people, deregulation, privatization, all the issues facing working people?
Well, the question I have there, why not? Why would we not want to do that? And is that us, or are we letting them dictate to us what our needs are? We should be dictating to ourselves. Communication is just like water. You know, you should have water, healthcare for all. But if you're not able to communicate different issues and have that out there, how are we going to expect this community and the members to know? It's like we're running around blind. I don't want to be blind, and I don't want to be deaf. I want to be able to hear the issues, be able to make decisions for myself as a member, you know. So definitely having a channel that's dedicated to the things going on in our community and with our union is definitely needed. I support that 100%, Steve.
One of the issues that is concerning people, and SEIU has taken a stand nationally, is the issue of Palestine. All the money that's going to Israel, billions and billions of dollars. Biden says he wants to send another $8 billion in military weapons, and yet our members here, working people here. What are your thoughts about that?
No, I'm against that. Yeah, because I mean anything, and I'm on a committee to divest, you know, what we're doing through our budget and finance to pull out any money that's going to go to bombs, to burn, to blow up something. I lost my son in 2022, Jackson, and I'm not for anyone going through losing a child and through some, you know, unnecessary, and I'm not going to put any kind of money and support into that. So, no, I'm against that. I'm against any kind of situation where we're going to take the dues to put it to that.
And it seems like the United States $1 trillion budget for military, yet we don't have national health care. We have people here sleeping in the streets in California on the homelessness. I mean, it seems like the priority is for the war military-industrial complex rather than taking care of people.
Yeah, and also with our climates, there's different things that are occurring in our state. We don't have the health care. We don't have the schools. We don't have the housing, but we're rushing to put money to war. And my thing with that is we got to stop that now. And we can stop that at the local level. We can stop that at our city council. We can stop that at our board of supervisors. We can stop that with our local. It's going to be something, though. It's difficult to divest because you have money. Okay, we're not going to pay for this. Oh, but we're going to put money to that. It's like the money when you're investing is it's not straight line, you know, because some companies invest differently. But that's where we at least have to really put that serious effort and look into that. So that's an excellent thing, and I'm against that.
And this is the first kind of election panel in 1021 that's happened. You think there should be in other counties, other districts, have panels and discussions?
Yes, because otherwise the members don't know who their electeds are. You'll see them right now like, man, who's the president, and when did we vote on that, or how did we vote on that? How did that come into be? And I'm like, our democracy is the will of the members. That means they say, hey, Akbar, you know what? We're not supporting you. Great, but I want you to have the option to at least meet me, know who I am, what I'm about, what I've been about. You see, I mean, 30 years. I got 30 years of work here. It's not like 2 days, and I've been on the board since we became 1021. So I didn't went through seeing real leaders lead. So that's what I want to do, and that's the practice that I wanted to instill on our local, and that purpose and service.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn. I'm a SEIU 1021 member, and I'm a worker in public health in the city of Berkeley. I work in the WIC program with moms and babies and breastfeeding and stuff like that.
And what are your concerns about the issues? There are many facing working people, public workers, people in California nationally with the fascist government and the danger of war, more money to Israel. I mean, what are your concerns about what the members face and what workers face and your clients face?
I think right now, like, what I'd like to see, as far as from like 10-1, since we're having elections for our e-board right now, I'm really curious about the political process as far as our endorsements at the level of SEIU 10-1 and at the level of the international. I would really like to see at 10-1 and SEIU go all in aligning with like class struggle and break free of the corporate Democrats, because I feel like we're in this loop that just keeps itself perpetuating. That's really important to me.